What's happening, family? Adrian back. Hey, I wanted to drop this video real quick because me and my mother were having a conversation the other day about reactive abuse. We were talking about how basically the narcissist will push and provoke you to react to their behavior, and then when you do, it basically kind of takes them off the hook for the things that they've done. So basically they're pushing you into a situation for you to react, and then when you react, they're going to use your reaction against you. And that happened to me in my situation, but I was able to catch it before it got too bad. And I want to share this with you guys because I know some of you guys are probably still either in the narcissistic relationship or you are newly discarded, whether you did the discard or whether they initiated the discard. Either way, the narcissist is going to start to do things to really like push your buttons and push, like they're going to try to provoke you into a reaction so that they can say, oh, see, look, that's why I left him, or that's why I'm not with him no more, or that's why that's why things went wrong between us. And basically all they're trying to do is get in front of their story and protect themselves, but they don't realize the damage that they're doing when they do stuff like that. And I'm gonna give y'all a prime example in my situation. So in my personal situation, I handled everything almost to the T. I handled everything to the point where I didn't give the narcissist a lot of rope to hang me. I gave her rope to hang herself. So I basically, like, it's almost like a tug of war. Like, I started pulling, the rope on my side of things a little bit more just by using my logic. Now, on the flip side, my child's mother did the same exact thing to her previous baby father that she did to me. Now, the difference in our situation is I have leverage in my situation because I did not fall for the reactive abuse. I did not put my hands on her. I didn't do anything to her. I didn't, put myself into a situation where basically I lost leverage. And that's what me and my mother were talking about. I was saying that, had I reacted to some of the things that she was saying and doing, had I reacted wrong, then we wouldn't even be sitting here having this conversation. I wouldn't be sitting here on this channel talking to you guys, because if I would have done one thing wrong in that situation, she would have definitely used that against me to the point where, she would have tried to get the police involved or any of that kind of stuff. And it's like, I noticed, I'm looking at my situation and I'm seeing the parallels of my situation and her previous situation with her previous child's father. Now, like I said, I'm not going to, tell the full story of everything that happened, but basically she pushed and provoked and prodded him as well, and he handled it in a different way that I handled it. And I'm not going to say that I'm better or worse or anything in that situation. I'm going to say I am a little bit older than he may have been in this situation, and I may have handled it from a more mature standpoint. But don't get me wrong, like, the way that he handled things, it crossed my mind too. The way that he handled things, I was there. Like, so I'm not taking nothing away from the man or anything like that in this situation, because the narcissist has a way of literally pushing and getting up under your skin to the point where you ready to seek some type of revenge. You ready to seek some type of, just due for the things that they've done to you. And not only what they've done to you, some of the things that their family did to you. So I get it, but at the same time, I see where he lost his leverage. He lost his leverage because of the reactions that he had and the things that he did to her. The acts that he did to her was so egregious that it basically wiped her slate clean. So she was literally able to play the victim because he responded to the abuse. He responded in a way where it washed her. It washed all of her behaviors, because his act was so egregious that she literally just went into victim mode and was like, oh my God, he did this to me and he did that to me. And she's running around. I mean, still to this day, the stories are trickling out now of what kind of happened in their situation. And like I said, in my situation, I was there. I literally had the same feelings. I wanted to react and respond to the situation in the same exact way. But what stopped me was the fact that had I responded, I knew I would lose my leverage as far as being in my son's life. I knew that that would take away anything good that could possibly come from this situation, as far as like, if this ends up in court, or if this ends up in any type of, you know, institution where I have to defend myself, now I have some type of leverage that I can say, well, you know, I never put my hands on her, I never abused her, I never did any of this kind of stuff to her and all of that kind of stuff, as to where he kind of lost his footing and wasn't able to say that kind of stuff because of some of the things that I'm hearing that happened in their story. So I want you guys to, you know, take heed to this warning, man, because they are definitely going to do things to push and provoke you and to react in a certain type of way. And basically they're going to do that so that they don't look like the bad guys. And it's sick that they will go that far to allow you to just kill yourself or kill, you know, the person that you are, just to protect their image. And they know they wrong. They know they did you wrong. They know everything that they did to you. Like, I caught my narcissist in so many lies, and I pointed it out directly to her every single time. Like, I was catching them in the lies as they was coming towards the end. Like, as soon as she would say one, I was like shooting it down, because I was coming from a logical standpoint. I wasn't coming from an emotional standpoint at that point. So the fact that I was coming from logic, it literally saved me from making an emotional mistake and doing something that I would regret, and doing something that would basically cause me to lose any footing, any position in the situation. I'm able to be here and talk to y'all. I'm able to share my story with you guys because I did not react the way that she wanted me to in those times that she was poking and prodding and trying to get a reaction out of me. So I'm hoping that this is some encouragement to you guys to slow down. Like, slow down. Don't react to everything right away. Like, give yourself a minute before you even respond to things, especially like if they're gonna send you a text message or something and you have the opportunity to give yourself a minute, don't respond right away. Like, give yourself 5, 10, 20 minutes, give yourself an hour, and then respond. If, you know, they're right in your face, maybe just walk away from the situation for a minute and then come back and then deal with the situation like that, because I promise you, any type of explosiveness that you do, they're going to use that against you. And in my situation, again, I don't know how many of you guys have followed my channel from day one, but I was caught in a situation like that where my narcissist actually invited me to dinner just to start an argument, just for me to respond so that she could record me. And that's basically what she did. She started the argument. She invited me to dinner after I hadn't seen her in months. I hadn't seen her for almost six to 8 months. I hadn't seen her, you know, in all that time. And then when she came back, she came under the guise of, oh, I just want to talk, and I want to, you know, talk about our situation. Maybe we could fix things. And then when I went, thinking that we were going to patch our situation up and all of that, she flipped the script on me, and she pulled out her camera and she started recording me when I started reacting to the stuff that she was doing, and the fact that she had she had ghosted me for 6 months, and then she brings me back to the restaurant, and now she's like playing games at the restaurant. We're sitting here trying to like have a good conversation about everything that happened, and she literally is playing games at the restaurant to the point where now I'm reacting to that. And as soon as I started reacting in any type of anger, she pulled out her phone and just set it down on the table. And I didn't really pick up on it at the time, but literally right after she walked out of the restaurant, I put 2 and 2 together, and I said, she recorded me. I know she recorded me. Like, and I had already put 2 and 2 together she basically set that whole situation up for her to come and record any reaction that I made. Luckily, my reaction again wasn't so bad, because even when I'm angry, I still come from a logical place. I still like I can be very angry, but I'll still have a lot of logic in my argument, and that's kind of what saved me in the situation. Her first child's father, he reacted out of emotion, and I reacted out of logic. And the fact that he reacted out of emotion, she is continuously dragging his name through the mud, and she actually has some level of footing in her story because of the fact that he did what he did to her. So now everybody is looking at her like, well, you know, maybe he was dangerous. Maybe because it's like literally when he did what he did to her, it kind of just opened up the floodgates of, well, maybe he was abusive. Maybe he did do this. Maybe he did, you know, do that. Maybe. So everything that she lied about that man in her smear campaign, it's like it came true because of the fact that she literally used his reaction against him. In my case, she was trying to get me to do that. And because I was coming from a logical place, she was overshooting her jumper. She was overshooting. And I'm like, I'm picking up on the red flags, and I'm seeing that she's trying to bait me into something. So I'm not giving her the response that she wants. And because I'm not giving her the response that she wants, she's overcompensating. And now she's starting to make mistakes on her end. So he made mistakes because he moved too fast and he acted out emotionally. I'm hoping that you guys will take from this video, like, slow down. Don't respond right away. Like, that's one of the main things that I had to implement in my game plan with her. Like I said, she would send me text messages just to trigger me, just to piss me off, and just to make me mad about something. And at the very beginning, I would respond. And I would respond right away, like, man, but you know what I'm saying? And I'm going back and forth, and we, you know, arguing and all that kind of stuff over text. And then when I started realizing, like, she's literally doing this to try to get some type of response out of me. She wants some type of emotional response out of me, so I'm not going to give her that no more. So once I started realizing that that's what she was doing, like that was her play, then I just started ignoring her. And then once I started ignoring her, I started to take my power back, basically. Like, she didn't have that emotional control over the situation no more. And it's literally like energy transfer. It's like when you start regaining your power, they start losing theirs. And when you are losing your power, they start gaining. So it's literally an energy transfer. It's an energy swap, and that's what they're trying to do. That's their goal. They're trying to suck up all your energy, like they say, they energy vampires. So that's my video, y'all. I hope that helps somebody, man. Don't, please, you know what I'm saying, if y'all take anything from this video right here, slow down. Like, slow down before you make any rash decisions that's going to get you tangled into this web any further. I almost did it, and obviously her first child's father did do it, and basically he lost all leverage. Like, he can't go to court and, you know, defend himself properly, because she always has that one trump card that she can always pull to say, well, he did this to me. And like I said, what he did was so bad that a lot of people will believe that, okay, yeah, well, if he was capable of doing that, then what else did he do during that relationship? I didn't give her that gas. Like in my situation, she would have to make up a story, and then she would have to prove that that happened. And it's like, well, oh, okay, you're saying that he put his hands on you, he did this, he did that, but why haven't you ever called the police on him? Why haven't you ever done this? Why haven't you ever done that? So it's like she won't have the necessary evidence to, you know, do me something, but she basically had enough evidence on him to push him completely out of the situation. Now she has control over that entire situation, as far as him seeing his son, him spending time with his son, any of that kind of stuff. I noticed that she never allows her son to see his father, his biological father. Her son actually spent a lot more time at my house, and that's what kind of raised red flags in my situation, because I'm like, why is he always at my house instead of with his father? Like, or if he's not at my house, then you dropping him off at one of your other family members' house. It's like, literally, why is, you know, if you and his father are cool and his father is around, why doesn't he have a better relationship with his father? I'm not understanding. So those are some of the red flags that I missed, because she was telling me one thing about his father and I was believing it. After my discard was over, that's when I started realizing, like, oh, everything she told me about his father was a lie. And all of the stories and stuff started coming out on what happened in their situation. Then I realized, oh, okay, this is why he doesn't see his son. He doesn't see his son because he reacted wrong and he lost his leverage. Now he can't box her into anything. Like, basically, I have her boxed into a situation where it's like, if you play with me, you know where it's gonna go, and if you don't play with me, you know what I'm saying, you know where it's gonna go. Like, either way, I have her in a situation where it's kind of like a catch-22. Now, if I react wrong, and I'm not saying that, and this is why I'm dropping this video, because I'm not out of the woods yet. It's like she's still doing things to push and provoke me, and there's always opportunity for me to mess up. So I'm trying my best to stay on the straight and narrow and just gray rock, no contact, and utilize the tools that I've learned since I've learned about narcissism to basically combat all of her hoovers and all of the little games that she's gonna play and all of her manipulations to try to hoover me back into that situation. I've been out of my situation for about 1.5 years, going on 2 years now. So I am hoping that, like I said, I'm hoping that this video helps some of you guys that are newly coming out of the situation or are still in that situation. Like, when they start to provoke and push you, you cannot respond the way that you want to. I know you guys want to respond and blow up and react in you know, the same type of way that they're reacting to you, and it's going to be a time and a place for that. But when they're pushing and provoking, they're doing it for a reason, and they're trying to set you up into a reaction. So I hope that helps y'all. I will talk to y'all in a minute. I love you guys. If you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to y'all in a minute. Salute to the family.